Sheldon, could you, now that you've had a few days to mull it over, from a defensive line standpoint, what were some of the issues on Thursday?
Uh, you know, culmination of things. I think at times, guys got to strain a little better. Guys are there to make plays, but guys got to get off blocks or little things like that. Small things, small details that we've done over and over again, but we're just unable to execute at a high level like we needed to on a short week like that, where the small things, the details are the things that are going to win you those kinds of games. So just, not executing, the small things and the details consistently enough. And they were able to capitalize on us not doing those things and create some big runs and create some big plays for that team.
Sheldon, when you hear the stat that was thrown out was the Colts averaged 7 yards per carry before contact per rush. When you hear a stat like that, what does that tell you?
It's an eye-opening number. It's not something you see often. So, when you see something like that, you immediately go to just trying to figure out, what happened and how you can correct it and how you can fix some things. And, and I'm confident in our coaching staff and, those guys will, schematically wise, be able to, help us. But, all in all, it's going to come down to us. We got to be able to go out there and execute. Like I said, whether it's getting off blocks or, just finishing plays, straining to finish plays. We just didn't play to our standard. I think, to a man in the D-line room, we all feel like individually, we're good enough to be able to create havoc and wreck games. So for us to allow, like you said, 7 yards before contact, that's not us. So just having to watch that tape and understand, it's out there, and there's two ways you can go from that. You can either succumb to that, or you can rise up above it and continue to work and continue to get better and flourish down this stretch of football we have.
Yeah. Sheldon, defensively, you guys were playing some really good football, and I think the Falcons game was the one where it seemed like things started to make a turn for the worse. Have you seen offenses play you guys differently beginning with that game than earlier in the year?
A little bit, I think, but, right before the Atlanta game was the, Tennessee game where, obviously where we had all the pressure and the hits and, obviously, it's just the way this league works. If something's going good, teams are going to, scheme it up and figure out a way to stop it. So, teams have played us a little bit differently, but, it's nothing that, we didn't expect, or it's nothing that, is some, grand, genius thing that, we weren't able to stop. We just got to be able to execute when opportunities are there. And that's just what we haven't been doing, consistently enough. We do it in spurts, we do it here and there, but all in all, our margin for error is very small, so we can't allow for situations to be there where we're not executing, consistently enough to put us in position to win games.
Sheldon, in what ways have they played you differently? Sorry for the quick follow-up.
When you get after the quarterback the way we have at times, teams are gonna start to, throw more chip protections at you, get the ball out faster, screens, those type of things. And, even in the run game, hang on those double teams a little bit longer because they know you're getting off the ball and trying to get into the backfield. So, just being able to understand that, like I stated earlier, just being able to understand that we got to strain a little bit more on certain things and understanding that teams are going to come after us and teams are going to do certain things to try to slow us down. But, just being able to strain and being able to finish those plays when they're here to be finished consistently enough to be able to help this team. Because at the end of the day, like I said, to a man in that D-line room, we feel like, we're a damn good group, one of the better groups on this team. So being able to put that on us to go out there to be able to make those plays is something we take pride in, and we just got to be able to do it more consistently.
Sheldon, there were some plays where the offensive line was the Colts offensive line was able to get to the second level. It seemed that there were some times where some of the D tackles were getting double teamed, and that was allowing some of the offensive linemen for the Colts to get to the second level. So when those situations happen, what are ways to combat that?
Yeah, so I mean, it's tough. You know, I think it kind of works hand in hand. You know, our linebackers and the way we play on the back end, you know, it allows for some stresses in coverage, you know, through their reads, you know, but, you know, also we all got to work together, you know, that those guys, you know, if they're seeing those double teams, they got to be able to get down there and pull those off of us. But at the same time, when they do, we got to be there to make those plays, you know. And so there were times where they were coming down and pulling those off, but we're not making the plays. Or, you know, or vice versa, where, you know, they're just hanging on there. And like I said, with the stresses on the back end and coverage, you know, at times that's just going to happen. So for us, it's just working hand in hand. And I think as, you know, as a defense, you know, our coaches are just going to continue to work and continue to put together a game plan that's going to allow everybody to play in sync and have those things work together and flourish down the stretch. I mean, for everybody, this is a new defense, you know, so this is kind of the way it works. Coming into a new scheme. We're going to look great at times. There's going to be some times of confusion. There's going to be some times where things just look in disarray. But, you know, the more and more we scratch and claw at this thing, you know, you build up those calluses and guys understand how they work together. You know, down the stretch, we feel like we're going to play some good ball.
Sheldon, it looks like you guys have kind of been a different team home and away this year. You haven't had many home games, but you obviously beat Bengals and Titans at home, two good football teams. And the Patriots game was kind of weird with all the turnovers, but you guys played well other than that. What's been the difference kind of for you guys at MetLife Stadium this year versus on the road?
Listen, I'm not going to put too much stock into that. I think at the end of the day, we just got to play better. You know, at the end of the day, what it boils down to is it doesn't matter where you play. At the end of the day, the game's being played, and we got to be able to go out there and, you know, no matter if it's at the parking lot, no matter, you know, if it's, you know, in the middle of the highway, practice field, MetLife, doesn't matter where it is. We got to be able to go out there and make those plays to be able to help this team. And you know, we can't use anything like playing at home or playing away as a reason why, you know, we haven't been playing well. At the end of the day, our job is to play well. We got to do that a little bit better.